Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the departure of the official party.
Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of the Army Staff, General Gainey. Please allow me to say in African style, all protocols observed, and I will protocol you when I observe you. It really is an honor to be here this afternoon. I'm moved by what General Batanu said about more than 50 countries represented here, military leaders and civilians alike, to talk about common security goals and threats and the cooperation that we can share to address them and make our countries stronger and more secure and more prosperous. It's particularly apt to do it in Ghana, I think, and you will already have received a warm welcome in Ghana. I swore in 20 Peace Corps volunteers on Friday, and they spoke then about Ghana's tolerance, religious tolerance and interethnic cooperation. And I think that has been a great sense or a great source of strength and stability for Ghana, along with the professionalization and professionalism of the Ghana Armed Forces and their subordination to civilian authority, which makes Ghana's democracy strong. The summit is an opportunity for us to discuss how we can optimize land forces for the emerging security environment that General Gainey mentioned. It's critical that we adapt and strengthen our armed forces to confront the evolving threats that seek to undermine and destabilize the region. And as General Gainey mentioned, they have no boundaries. The United States is proud of our partnerships across Africa in support of this endeavor. In Ghana, whether through multinational exercises such as African Lion, Flintlock, or Obangami Express, or our very own Security Force Assistance Brigade and Civil Affairs teams, we see the fruits of these critical efforts play out every day. The State Partnership Program, led by the North Dakota National Guard, and is the tag here? Outstanding. Just celebrated 20 years of partnership in 2024. This long-standing collaboration is a testament to the strength and resilience of U.S. and Ghanaian forces working side by side to confront our shared challenges. Ghana's been a leader for a long time in regional security and an exporter of peace beyond its borders. The Chief of Army Staff spent most of his career in UN peacekeeping operations and just returned from Sudan. Our long-standing partnership with Ghana is based on our shared democratic values and our shared history. And the professionalism of Ghana's armed forces and subordination to civilian governance are a model for the rest of Africa and beyond. They showcase for the world that democracy strengthens stability, and we don't have to choose between one or the other. We deeply appreciate Ghana's role as a top contributor to United peacekeeping operations, demonstrated by over 2,700 Ghanaian military and police personnel deployed to UN operations in the Middle East and Africa. Contributions that promote stability and peace in some of the most volatile regions in the world. Here in Africa, the contributions of all the armed forces are critical in safeguarding global trade routes and maritime security. The United States and all of Africa have a vested interest in ensuring the free flow of commerce through vital sea lanes encircling this vast continent. And both democracy and prosperity are buttressed, or indeed lay on a foundation of security that you work to build. Our agenda over the next few days is ambitious. We're here to optimize our land forces capabilities, to foster interoperability, and to build the crisis response capacities needed to secure security and stability. We recognize that effective security is about more than just equipment. It's about the soldiers on the ground, whether they be our senior military leadership or the indispensable backbone of the armed forces, our enlisted ranks. It's about equipping those soldiers with the training and education to optimally employ equipment and technology to execute their mission. And it's about synchronizing security measures with partners across borders, because Africa's security is not just a regional priority, it's important to the entire world. So the bridges that you'll build today, the cell phone numbers that you'll share, will be important in emergent situations. It'll be important as you share information. Our collaboration here in Accra this week is an opportunity to strengthen the ties that bind us across this vast terrain, and to reinforce our collective resolve to address security threats head on. This is vital for ensuring peace as well as prosperity for our nations and the African continent. So I wish you fruitful discussions, and I say with deepest respect, thank you for all you do for the security and prosperity of our nations and the globe. Thank you.
Well, Minister, Ambassador Palmer, the Ghana Armed Forces Military High Command, allies, partners, and distinguished guests, it is an absolute honor to welcome each of you to the 2025 African Land Forces Summit. For over 15 years, the African Land Forces Summit has been vital for the collaboration and dialogue among the African military leaders and the international partners and allies. I want to convey my deepest appreciation to the government of Ghana and the Ghana Armed Forces. Honorable Minister, sir, we are honored by your presence today and gratefully humbled by your leadership in Ghana's steadfast partnership over the years. Ghana is a true friend and a partner of the United States, an anchor of regional stability, and a steadfast contributor to the peacekeeping and security across the continent. Thank you, sir. I would also like to take this time to welcome all the Africa Land Force commanders and leaders from over 40 countries across the continent of Africa. I would like to welcome all of our partners, all of our friends throughout the military, and our inter-colleague agencies, and the distinguished group of academic experts for attending this very important event. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your commitment to the security of the African continent, and thank you for your participation. This is a global event with critical strategic interest to strengthen cooperation and confront common threats. Our theme this year is optimizing land forces for the emerging security environment. The United States Army is committed to that goal. Working with African militaries throughout the continent, we develop premier multinational and multi-domain training opportunities that help us optimize our land forces. Together, we coordinate exercises such as Justified Accord and African Lion to bring together multiple nations in preparation for regional security and stability operations. These are unmatched opportunities to strengthen our African partners toward operational independence. The threats we face today, they have no boundaries, they have no borders, and they require more than just optimized land forces. That's the value of the summit that we're here today. Together, we strengthen the bond between African land forces. Together, we reinforce the trust and collaboration needed to address some of the world's most pressing security challenges. This week, we will use this summit to strengthen deterrence and to build the relationships needed to eradicate shared threats to our collective security. Again, it is an absolute honor to be here in the presence of all the great leaders in this room. Major General Batani and I look forward to a productive, impactful week addressing the security challenges that lie ahead. We thank you, and I thank you all for being here. Thank you.
Experiences under one roof, and this year is no exception. Our plenary topics, guest speakers, and panels will set the stage for meaningful discussion on shared security challenges across the continent. We are excited for the week to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the departure of the official party.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe,
and click on the bell for more updates.